After 2 years of waiting, House of the Dragon Season 3 is finally here, and after watching the first 4 episodes, I can honestly say this season is everything fans have been asking for, and everything some fans have been afraid of. The action is bigger, the dragons are more spectacular, the battles are finally here, but at the same time, the writing choices are already creating some serious controversy. So today, we're breaking down the first 4 episodes of House of the Dragon Season 3 with minimal spoilers, talking about what worked, what didn't, and whether HBO has finally delivered the season fans have been waiting for. One thing becomes obvious almost immediately: Season 3 doesn't waste any time. That's largely because these episodes were originally intended to be part of Season 2. As many fans suspected, the first 2 episodes feel very much like the missing finale that Season 2 never got. Instead of spending time setting up future conflicts, the story immediately throws us into the consequences of everything that happened last season. The result is a much faster pace than either of the previous seasons. For viewers who felt Season 2 moved too slowly, this will probably be welcome news. The war is finally here, armies are marching, fleets are colliding, dragons are fighting, and the Dance of the Dragons feels larger than ever before. Of course, the biggest spectacle so far is the Battle of the Gullet. Without getting too deep into spoilers, it's one of the most ambitious sequences the show has ever attempted. The scale is enormous, the visual effects are stunning, and once again HBO proves that nobody does fantasy television quite like this. Some viewers may still prefer last season's Battle of the Rook's Rest, but there's no denying that the Gullet is one of the most impressive action sequences in the entire franchise. Speaking of spectacle, the dragons are incredible. Every season, the visual effects somehow improve, and Season 3 might be the best they've ever looked. Whether they're soaring through the clouds, fighting in battle, or simply interacting with their riders, the dragons feel completely alive. Even when they only appear briefly, they dominate every scene they're in. It's hard to imagine another television series attempting creatures on this scale week after week, and honestly, the VFX team deserves serious award consideration for this season. Another area where House of the Dragon continues to excel is its cast. Emma D'Arcy delivers some of the strongest work we've seen from Rhaenyra. Matt Smith remains captivating whenever Daemon appears, and Olivia Cooke continues to bring depth to Alicent even when the writing doesn't always help her character. The newcomers also make an immediate impact. James Norton as Ormond Hightower is instantly charismatic, Dan Fogler's Torrhen Manderly stands out, and Tommy Flanagan's Roddy the Ruin feels like he walks straight out of the pages of Fire and Blood. Several of these new characters steal scenes the moment they appear. Out of the 4 episodes released so far, I would say maybe episode 3 is the strongest. It's the first episode that truly feels like Season 3 rather than leftover material from Season 2. The storylines begin to settle into their new rhythm, the characters start moving into a position for larger conflicts ahead, and for the first time the season feels like it's building towards something unique rather than simply finishing unfinished business. Now let's talk the elephant in the room, the writing. This is where reactions are likely to become more divided. While the major events from Fire and Blood are still there, many storylines have been significantly altered. Some changes work, others not so much. The biggest criticism so far is that the show frequently departs from George R. R. Martin's source material without always providing a stronger alternative. Instead of expanding the book, some scenes feel like they're replacing established storylines with versions that are less effective, and for longtime readers, that's going to be frustrating. Several characters are already generating debate. Alicent's storyline in particular may be one of the most divisive parts of the season. Even viewers who haven't read Fire and Blood may find themselves questioning some of the decisions surrounding her character. Daemon Targaryen is also a major concern. After being absent for 2 full seasons, expectations for his introduction were extremely high. Unfortunately, the early episodes don't justify that long wait. There are also concerns about Rhaenyra's storyline, Criston Cole's development, and several major plot changes that could create problems later in the season. The larger concern isn't necessarily that the show changes things. Game of Thrones changed plenty of things. The issue is whether those changes improve the story. One of George R. R. Martin's greatest strengths has always been cause and effect. Every decision creates consequences, every consequence creates new conflicts, and eventually everything explodes. Some of the Season 3 changes weaken the chain of events. The show still reaches many of the same destinations, but the roads getting there sometimes feel less convincing than they do in the source material. After 4 episodes, House of the Dragon Season 3 is both impressive and frustrating. From a production standpoint, it's arguably the best the series has ever been. The dragons are stunning, the battles are spectacular, the acting is phenomenal, and the scale feels worthy of the Dance of the Dragons. But the writing continues to be the show's most controversial element. If you're a casual viewer, you're probably having an incredible time. If you're a Fire and Blood reader, you're likely finding yourself loving some scenes and questioning others. Either way, one thing is certain: House of the Dragon remains a must-watch television, and if the remaining episodes still stick the landing, Season 3 could end up being one of the most talked about seasons in the franchise history. But what do you think of the first 4 episodes of House of the Dragon Season 3? Did HBO improve on Season 2, or are the changes from Fire and Blood becoming a bigger problem? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.